Once an avid camper, my enthusiasm waned after a harrowing experience a few years ago. It was during a routine summer camping trip in 2016 when I was 14 years old. Unlike previous years, I found myself alone without any friends to accompany me. While I enjoyed the solitude at times, it also left me feeling isolated. Our campground was nestled deep within the woods, far removed from civilization. It was a sprawling site with winding trails and towering trees, offering a sense of tranquility and adventure. However, there was one spot that always sent shivers down my spine. An old abandoned cabin hidden among the foliage. Despite numerous visits to the campground, the cabin remained an enigma, its presence unsettling. One afternoon, as I cycled past, I noticed something unusual. The door was slightly ajar. Ignoring the warning bells in my head, I approached cautiously, my curiosity piqued. With a trembling hand, I pushed the door open, only to be greeted by darkness and an eerie silence. Suddenly, a voice broke the stillness, sending a chill down my spine. An elderly man emerged from the shadows, his presence sending alarm bells ringing in my head. He beckoned me inside with a crooked smile, his intentions unclear. Instinctively, I turned and fled, heart pounding in my chest. Despite my narrow escape, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The following days passed without incident, but the memory of the encounter lingered like a dark cloud overhead. I debated whether to confide in my parents, but fear held me back. As the camping trip drew to a close, I let out a sigh of relief, eager to leave the unsettling atmosphere behind. However, fate had other plans. On the final day, as I wandered through the arcade, a familiar figure caught my eye. The same man from the cabin. His presence sent a jolt of fear through me, but I tried to maintain composure. With a sinister grin, he approached, his voice dripping with malice. He spoke of dark secrets hidden within the woods, urging me to join him on a journey into the unknown. Terrified, I declined his offer and fled, heart racing with adrenaline. As we packed up our campsite and prepared to leave, I couldn't shake off the feeling of dread. The woods held secrets, and I had narrowly escaped becoming a part of them. Though I never encountered the mysterious man again, his presence lingered like a shadow, a reminder of the dangers lurking in the wilderness. And while my love for camping remained, it was forever tainted by the memory of that fateful summer. Every summer, my family and I embark on camping adventures across the United States. This year, we found ourselves in Indiana, camping at a quaint site called Whispering Pines Campground. I have fond memories of this place, having visited it numerous times throughout my childhood. One particular trip stands out, albeit for unsettling reasons. It was a balmy afternoon when my friends and I decided to explore the nearby forest trails. Excited chatter filled the air as we ventured deeper into the woods, oblivious to the passage of time. As dusk approached, a sense of urgency crept in. We needed to return to the campground before dark, as per the site's regulations. However, what began as an innocent excursion soon took a chilling turn. In our haste to retrace our steps, we realized we were lost. Panic spread among us like wildfire, and tensions ran high as we frantically searched for a familiar landmark. With each passing minute, the forest grew darker, and our fears intensified. As we stumbled through the underbrush, a deafening scream pierced the silence, freezing us in our tracks. It was one of our own, missing, afraid, and alone. Racing against time, we called out his name, our voices echoing through the trees in a desperate plea for help. Hours passed with no sign of our friend, and dread settled over us like a heavy blanket. We were just children, ill-equipped to navigate the perils of the wilderness alone. Despite our best efforts, the forest remained eerily silent, withholding its secrets from us. As nightfall descended, rescue teams scoured the area, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like beacons of hope. Every rustle of leaves, every distant sound, sent shivers down our spines, amplifying our anxiety. The weight of uncertainty hung heavy in the air, suffocating us with its relentless grip. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of our missing friend. His absence cast a shadow over our once carefree days, haunting us with unanswered questions and unspoken fears. We prayed for his safe return, clinging to the fragile hope that he would emerge from the depths of the forest, unscathed and alive. But as the weeks stretched into months, reality set in with crushing finality. Our friend was gone, lost to the unforgiving wilderness that had claimed him as its own. The forest, once a source of wonder and adventure, now held only sorrow and regret. In the aftermath of his disappearance, our lives were forever changed. The innocence of childhood faded, replaced by the harsh reality of loss and grief. We returned to Whispering Pines campground year after year, haunted by the memory of the friend we had lost and the forest that had stolen him away. As I look back on that fateful summer, I can't help but wonder what might have been. What if we had stayed on the beaten path? What if we had never ventured into the forest at all? The answers elude me, buried beneath the weight of what-ifs and could-have-beens. But one thing remains certain. Our friend may be gone, but he will never be forgotten. His laughter echoes through the trees, a poignant reminder of the bond we shared and the tragedy that tore us apart. And as I stand amidst the towering pines of Whispering Pines campground, I can't help but feel his presence, lingering in the gentle whisper of the wind and the rustle of leaves underfoot. Last summer, a group of friends and I decided to embark on an unconventional camping trip. We were craving adventure and wanted to break free from our usual routine. So we set our sights on a remote campground nestled in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. Despite being city dwellers, we were determined to embrace the great outdoors and immerse ourselves in the rugged beauty of nature. With tents, provisions, and a sense of excitement, we set out on our journey, eager to explore the untamed wilderness of the Appalachian region. As we arrived at the campground and pitched our tents, we couldn't help but feel a sense of exhilaration mingled with trepidation. The dense forest surrounding us seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and rumors of strange occurrences at night only added to our sense of adventure. Ignoring the warnings of locals about the area being haunted, we brushed off their tales as mere superstition and delved into our camping experience with gusto. We spent our days hiking through winding trails, marveling at cascading waterfalls and immersing ourselves in the serenity of nature. Nights were spent gathered around the campfire, swapping stories and sharing laughs as we roasted marshmallows and indulged in campfire cuisine. But as darkness descended upon the forest, a sense of unease crept over us, fueled by the mysterious whispers of the night. One evening, as I ventured into the woods to answer nature's call, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl sent shivers down my spine. But I brushed off my fears and returned to camp. As the night wore on, strange noises echoed through the forest, and a sense of dread settled over our campsite. My friends and I exchanged nervous glances, our laughter fading into uneasy silence as we huddled around the dying embers of the fire. Suddenly, a blood-curdling roar shattered the stillness of the night, sending us scrambling for safety. Emerging from the darkness, a massive black bear lumbered into view, its eyes gleaming with primal hunger. Panic ensued as we realized we were face to face with one of nature's most fearsome predators. With hearts pounding and adrenaline coursing through our veins, we fought to protect ourselves against the advancing beast. In a desperate bid for survival, we brandished whatever makeshift weapons we could find, shouting and screaming in a futile attempt to scare off the relentless creature. But as the bear closed in on us, we braced ourselves for the worst, resigned to our fate. Miraculously, just when all hope seemed lost, a piercing whistle cut through the chaos, followed by the sound of approaching footsteps. To our amazement, a team of park rangers emerged from the shadows, armed with tranquilizer guns and ready to confront the intruding bear. With expert precision, the rangers subdued the bear and safely escorted us back to the safety of our campsite. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting its golden light upon the tranquil forest, we breathed a sigh of relief, grateful to have survived our harrowing encounter with nature. Though our camping trip had taken an unexpected turn, it had also taught us valuable lessons about the power of teamwork, courage, and resilience in the face of adversity. And as we packed up our belongings and bid farewell to the wilderness that had tested our mettle, we knew that we would carry the memories of our adventure with us forever, a testament to the enduring spirit of camaraderie and friendship